So it was during that time that something was happening, unfolding. I didn't know. Then it's like a voice told me to look on the wall. When I looked up on the wall, that light which I saw on the wall, on the road, had come now, and it was right on the wall, and very bright like a ball. Now, only that it was flickering on its sides, like you see the indicator of a vehicle on the sides. It was expanding and coming back to shape, expanding and coming back to shape, like that, in the form of like those edges of a star, like a star with many edges, but the middle part remains intact. It would expand and come back. And then I kept looking at it, but the strange thing is, as I kept looking at the light, I kept getting weaker and weaker and weaker. And I told the sister, I said, "Sister, I prayed for your child, he came back to life, but it looks like me, I'm going instead." Said, like, it looks like me, my time of departure has come. He said, "Sister said, don't say like that, brother, don't say like that. We still need you." I said, "No, it looks I'm going." And then now the words that I spoke later, I never knew. I was going. And as the light was on the wall, I kept looking at it, and now I was no longer able to look at it. It's like something that came like just, I blanked out, and then I had like you have thrown down something, boom. Then maybe that was the stopping of my heart or something. And then the next time, I found myself in a certain dimension, and I was looking at my body on the chair. I said, "Oh, isn't that me? That is me. But here I am. So God has called me home." I was very happy. I was very happy. But I looked at my body, not very far from where it was, for some time. Then it was like my attention was drawn elsewhere, and just I disappeared from the scene here. And then I could hear like people were singing somewhere, and I wanted to reach where they were singing. And then a voice, I said, when I felt somebody, like somebody was near me, I said, "Lord, thank you for calling me home. I've really suffered." And then the voice said, "This is not your time." He says, "I've called you here because you have been wandering and so desperate and so dejected and so depressed. But I'll call you here to tell you my purpose in your life. And after this, you're going back." I said, "Lord, please don't mention that. I don't want to go back again." He never answered anything around that. So he only told me, "You are going back, you'll come back, but not now. You're going back, and you're going to do 5 things. He said this, and this." He said, "Never tell them to anybody." So I never now answered anything, because it's like I didn't want to say I'm accepting to come back. But he never added anything either. So the next thing I had, I think the whole episode took about 20 minutes. Then I could see myself back in the body again, breathing, but then opened my eyes. Strangely, that light was still there. Because the last thing I remembered about the light was when I showed the sister, I said, "Sister, have you seen that light?" And she said, "No." "Which light?" And then when he said, "Which light?" she saw it. And then she had collapsed also. By the time I passed out, she had also collapsed. So she didn't know now what happened on me until she came back to her senses. And I think when she came back to her senses, she realized I was gone. Because I think she tried to call me, tried to talk to me, touch me, shake me, nothing. And then she ran out of the house because the light was still on the wall. So she went and called my mother.